Calculate. All right, so again, a little bit more practice here with order of operations. Now we've got fractions and decimals mixed together. So let's look at this first one here. I typically find it easier to convert mixed numbers to improper fractions first, so I'm going to do that. So I want to convert 4 1/5 to a improper fraction. So I multiply the whole number by the denominator, add the numerator, divide by the denominator. So this is going to give me 21/5. And so then to subtract a decimal from that, I want to convert this to a decimal. So I'm going to take 21, divide that by 5. 5 will go into 21 4 times, multiply back, gives me a 1. 5 will not go into 1, so I need to put my decimal in placeholder 0, bring that down, make sure I line up my 0. 5 will go into 10 2 times, multiply back there, and I've got 0. So now my problem is 4.2 minus 1.875. Right? And then I can go ahead and line those up to do my subtraction. So 4.2, line up my decimal, 1.875. So I'm going to put 0 placeholders in here. And so we're going to have to borrow here 5. I can't subtract 5 from 0. And I actually can't subtract from 0 either here. So I'm going to have to go ahead and borrow from that 2 in order to do that. So this 2 becomes a 1. This 0 here is going to become a 10, but I need to borrow one more time, so this is going to be 9 and 10. So 10 minus 5 is 5, 9 minus 7 is 2. I can't take 8 from 1 there, right? So I'm going to have to borrow again, 3 and 1. So 11 minus 8 is going to be 3. Keep my decimal lined up, and then 2. So this is actually going to give us 2.325. Alright, next one here, I want to multiply. So again, easiest way here, if we want to multiply a fraction and a decimal, I need to make them both decimals. So I'm going to take 5, divide by 8. 8 will not go into 5, so I need to put my decimal and 0 placeholder. Line up my decimal there. 8 goes into 50. Alright, we want to know how many times 8 goes into 50. So 8 goes into 50 6 times. If I multiply back, I'm going to get 48. Minus 48, 2. Put a 0 there, bring down the 0. 8 is going to go into 22 times, which is 16. 4, 0, bring that down. And then 5, multiply back will give us 0. So now our problem is 0.625 times 14.6. So remember, with the multiplication, we don't need to line up the decimals. We'll count the decimal places when we're done. So we're just going to multiply. So 6 times 5, it's going to give me 30. Carry the 3. 6 and 2 is 12. Plus 3 is 15. Carry the 1. 6 and 6 is 36. Plus 1 is 37. Put my 0 placeholder. Now I move to the next unit over. 4 and 5 is 20. Carry the 2. 4 and 2 is 8. Plus 2 is 10. Carry the 1. 4 times 6 is 24. Plus 1 is 25. Put 2 zeros this time for my placeholders. 1 and 5 is 5. 1 and 2 is 2. 1 and 6 is 6. And then we're going to add these. So 0, 5, 7 and 5, 12, carry my 1, that's 3 and 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, carry my 1, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then count the decimal places. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4. So I move my decimal place 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is going to give me 9.125. Alright, and this last one here, we got 29.7 divided by 4.5. So again, we want to make sure that we're going to make them both decimals in this case, so that they're the same type of number. So I'm going to take my 4 1/2, multiply the whole number by the denominator, add the numerator. So this is going to give me 9/2. And then let's convert that to a decimal. So 9 divided by 2, 9 will go into 2 4 times, which will give me 8, gives me 1. 2 will not go into 1, so I put my decimal, my placeholder, make sure I put my decimal up top, drop that down. 2 goes into 10 5 times, subtract back, so we're going to get 4.5. So our problem is now 29.7 divided by 4.5. So let's do our division. 29.7 divided by 4.5. And we want to move the decimal, so we're dividing by a whole number. So it's actually 45 divided by 297 divided by 45. So let's see how many times 45 will go into 297. So it looks like 6 times, since I had to go to the 7 for that to work. Put the 6 over the 7, multiply back. 45 times 6 is going to give me 270. I'll do my subtraction there. So that gives me 27. 45 won't go into 27, so I need to put a decimal and a 0. Drop that down. So let's see how many times 45 will go into 270. That goes in 6 times exactly. So go back, subtract. We got a 0. And so this one is going to be equal to 6.6. So again, when we are doing operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and we've got fractions or mixed numbers and decimals, easiest thing there to do is to convert them both to decimals and then perform the operations.